They say great work requires great results. Good people put that work in with Jutame Fit. Personal instructor Rob Ski, certified in nutrition and fitness. Good people, tell them Blanco sent you. Good people, what's rockin'? You're now tuned in. Sonny Blanco, I got a story to tell you, eh? Today's flick gon' be an old black and white type of joint, right? An old Humphrey Bogart, James Cagney type of joint, right? Yeah, I know I'm a history buff, right? So I'ma take you back in the day, like the late 1800s in this flick right here, right? This one right here gonna be an Arsenio moment. Yeah, I remember Arsenio when he used to be like things that make you go, yeah, it's gonna be one of them moments right there. But chill, good people, you already know what it is. You already know what it is, right? Hey, yo, listen, grab your popcorn, grab your drinks, grab your get right, cause it's movie time, you heard? Enjoy the presentation. I think the best way to say this is in the words of the comedian Godfrey. So you think the only thing black on the ice was the puck, huh? Good people, walk with me. When you think of hockey, the game, the players, the culture, you think Caucasian, you think white men, right? What if I told you a black man invented the first league? Or better, black men. Not the game, the league. And the only reason I say not the game is because of research. The origins of hockey, most state that the game was first played in Canada, but there are a few who say it started in England. Again, as I stated before, on most accounts, it states that Canada is the birth of hockey. With that being said, the earliest reports of hockey being played in Canada dates back to 1815 along the Northwest Arm, which is a river south of Halifax. At the time, this was a small enclave of black people with Caribbean and African origins playing the game. But this is 1815, just playing the game for fun, not an established league. But in 1895, a group of men from Williams Cornwallis Baptist Church established the first league. These men were the first ever hockey league, known as the Colored Hockey League, or CHL. Mind you, this predates the National Hockey League, better known as the NHL, and the Negro Baseball League, with teams like the Halifax Eureka's, the Amherst Royals, and the Africville Seasides. The decree of the league was to use hockey as a way of advancing young black men to a level equal to their white brethren, through a game that would instill the qualities of leadership, community, organization, pride, teamwork, and determination. Founders being Henry Sylvester Williams, James Broden, James Robinson Johnston, and James A.R. Kinney. Hey yo, I feel kind of bad for Henry, right? All those damn Jameses. So we go do it like this. Borden, we gonna call him Jimmy or James. Johnston, we calling him J.R. And Kinney, he A.R., right? Hey yo, good people, walk with me. Good people, now if you familiar with my work, you know I like to give you the background of the major characters, right? Unfortunately, out of the four, there's not a lot of information on two, which happens to be AR and Jimmy. With that said, we'll give you the background of the other two co-stars. First on the list, Henry Sylvester Williams, born February 15th, 1869 in Arouca, Trinidad, a Trini boy, right? To parents, Henry and Elizabeth Bishop Williams. The majority of Henry's village was of African descent. As a child, he attended the Arouca School, which was at the time ran by a Chinese Trinidadian by the name of Stony Smith. Hey, yo, G'd up, good old Stony, right? At the age of 17, he earned a Class 3 certification in teaching. In 1887, he landed his first gig at the government school in San Fernando. According to the records, he was one of 3 teachers with the certificates that year. Just a year later, in 1888, he was the only certified teacher at a new school in Canaan, just south of San Fernando. A year later, in 1888, he was transferred to San Juan, where he remained until he left Trinidad in 1891. A very cultured man, at a young age, he was also into the arts, teaching singing and playing the piano. In 1891, Henry moved to NYC, but with his skills and talents, he could only find work shining shoes. After 2 years, Henry had enough, right? He was out of there. Looking for advancement and better opportunity, good old Henry in 1893 set his sights on Halifax, Nova Scotia, enrolling into the Dalhousie University, where he studied law. There, looking for a spiritual and religious home, he became a member of the Williams Cornwallis Baptist Church. Now you have to keep this church in your memory, right? William Cornwallis Baptist Church plays an important role in this story. The second co-star on this classic flick, James Robinson Johnston, better known as JR. Born March 12, 1876 in Halifax, Nova Scotia. The eldest of 5 sons, to parents William Johnston, who was a shoemaker, and mother Elizabeth Ann Johnston. Now, his maternal grandfather was Reverend James Thomas, a white man from Wales, who of all things, get this, good people, of all things, he was the head of the African Baptist Association. His maternal grandmother being Hannah Saunders, an African Nova Scotia woman. In the 1800s, Nova Scotia was under segregation law. So at the age of 6, in 1882, JR first enrolled into the Maynard School. In 1884, the segregation of schools was repealed. By 1887, JR was the first black student to attend the Albro Street School. The following year, he transferred to the Halifax Academy. Throughout JR's school years, he was recognized as a brilliant student, and upon graduating in 1892, at the age of 16, he enrolled into the Dalhousie College, graduating with a Bachelor's of Letters in 1896. But good old JR wasn't done there. He then turns around and enrolls into the Dalhousie Law School, graduating in 1898. He was the first black Nova Scotian to graduate from the university. After graduating law school in 1900, he was articled and called to the bar, becoming a full-fledged lawyer. Being a native of Nova Scotia, JR, as well as the Johnston family, were long-standing members of the William Cornwallis Baptist Church. Now, good people, as I stated earlier, right? There's not a lot of information on James Jimmy Brodin besides him being a pastor at the William Cornwallis Baptist Church. Nor is there a lot of information on AR besides him attending the William Cornwallis Baptist Church. With that said, let's get into the league. The league featured more than 400 African Canadian players who were typically natives of Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, or Prince Edward Island. As the game developed, the CHL was known for a more faster-paced game on the offensive end of the rink than their white counterparts. It was said it was a more creative and flashy league. For example, in the white leagues, the goalie stood erect. No freaky, right? Straight up and down. The goalie stood straight up and down, right? Allowing little to no movement when it came to defending the puck. In the colored hockey league, the goalie was allowed to defend the puck any way he could, such as flopping or diving on the puck. Whatever he could do within his confines, he was allowed to do it. Now, with hockey only being a deep winter sport lasting a couple of months, the athletes also played other sports. Eddie Martin, who was a great baseball player, decided one day, yo, why don't I swing at my hockey stick like I swing my bat, but downward? Eddie was the first to ever do it. Today, this is known as the slap shot. There were even all-black female teams. The top black teams were able to defeat the best white teams. Typically, there would be no rematch and the victories would not be publicized. The Colored Hockey League, or the CHL, flourished up until World War I, but the league collapsed and was pretty much forgotten about. As usual, the innovations that came out of the CHL were later credited to white players, and the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto did not even recognize the accomplishments of the CHL. The most noted moment of blacks in hockey happened in 1958 when Willie O'Ree broke the color barrier in the NHL. Even though black players invented the first league by all accounts, first to play the game, and greatly contributed to the game years before the NHL existed. Salute to those four pioneers. Yeah, salute to those guys, right? Salute to education, and salute to the landmark of the black community, which is the church. In this case, William Cornwallis Baptist Church. Without education, because you see, most of them attended Dalhousie University. So without education and without the cornerstone and the backbone of the black community, who knows if we would have hockey today. Good people, I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Sonny Blanco, I got a story to tell, you heard? Tell a friend to tell a friend. Easy.